When I was 3 years old, I was scared of leaving a cute little Shih Tzu alone. He was very tiny like me, smelled like milk, and followed me around with his soft paws. I wouldn't be able to see him anymore, as I would be on the other side of the world. When I was 6, I was still afraid of the dark. I think we can all collectively agree that the Teletubbies fueled our paralysis views. The thing is, it wasn't the actual 10-foot human aliens I saw when I closed my eyes, but an enlarged zoomed-in version of a sun baby, enough that you can count their eyelashes. When I was 12, a flying cockroach zipped past this side of my cheek. I didn't know flying cockroaches existed, and now have to constantly scan for an environment for one. I now laugh at the fears I had as a kid. Besides the cockroach one, I can't even look at the emoji. However, there was one thing at 14 that flattened my fear for roaches enough that even a piece of paper was a shame. At 14, I was scared of stands. Stands are a portmanteau of the words stalker and fan. It originated from Eminem's 2000 song Stan, where he rapped about a fictional obsessed fan named Stan, who sent Eminem numerous letters and didn't stop until he killed himself. Now the word Stan has gone through the filters of time and social media, warping the term into fans with loving fans with shared interests. You have big social media giants, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and now TikTok, which began to dominate the West in 2019. There's a lot of bite-sized content being packed every day into a humongous digital space. It's now much more easier to find people who enjoy the same things as you do, whether it's films, shows, games, music, movies, franchises like Marvel, or books like Hamlet. There's a lot of fandoms, or these communities, or niches online built by a mutual bond for a specific piece of pop culture. They're similar to cliques, and there's always this camaraderie between people in the fandom. Communication has been simplified to text bubbles. A quick post or message causes a ripple effect. You can go on Twitter and find tweets of people listing their interest in finding mutuals, or people who follow each other and engage with one another. However, it's easy to get lost in this cyber abyss. More than half of the world takes in content and makes content every day. There are 9,281 tweets sent in 1 second. Think about that. Our attention span is falling, and we've all become accustomed to tapping and scrolling. But what do these platforms mean for stands? Well, celebrities, journalists, content creators, and even regular individuals like you and me are vulnerable to the power each stand has accumulated over days and days of existing. Basically, we can probably die from them. Unlike the mindless rhythm of tapping, stands have an eagle eye and can detect every single perfection in what they love, such as calling their person daddy, or every single flaw in what they hate, such as hating their own favorite artist's work. They are the extremities of a fan, too much endearment and too much judgment. Now, I know that there are stands that don't have the intention of doxing you and framing your address, an exhibition of your private information. As said before, the definition isn't the same as it was before. Virtually anyone can be called a stand for something because the definition is so loose nowadays. However, the poison daggers that toxic stands wield are so normalized that these people refrain from batting an eye and celebrate it as a personality trait instead. Trust me, because I've been thrown in the hellhole of these obsessive fans. In 2017, I got into K-pop and had this whole phase. I'm not into K-pop as much as I was before, but I still appreciate the idols and their songs. I liked a lot of groups and solo artists, but these two groups were the ones that unfortunately got me into the chaotic K-pop stan Twitter. I was pretty much new with the community, and I wanted to meet people. But whenever you join a fandom, there's like this rules of etiquette that set in place for people to follow. You have to make mutuals to make friends. You have to follow certain idols or other people, or else you'd be labeled as a fake fan. You have to constantly engage in posts from your mutuals, other accounts, or said celebrities to always stay updated. I think of it as moving into a new neighborhood, but there's a constant work grind and everyone's watching you. I felt pressured to be a fan in general. I don't know why I had to do that. I didn't really have to do that, but it was a tradition for some reason. Why is that? When I finally met people who messaged me back, I was shocked with how much time they put in every day, tweeting about a person that doesn't even know them. From tweets drooling over a selfie for the 100th time, to posting a video or picture with them in it, maybe the same selfie that they just drooled over, talking about them in general. Literally, their whole world revolved around these idols. I don't think it's evil to be that crazy over celebrity. Fans will be fans. After all, it's not harmful to constantly compliment someone in your own little space with other people. The chances of the said celebrity going through the fan's account is as slim as someone winning the lottery in this room right now. These people aren't really tormenting anyone, or at least that's what I thought. As I plunged further down, I discovered that there are people who straight up fetishize Asians, send death threats when their opinion is opposed, and honor these celebrities as if they were a god. These people are blind to the unhealthy devotion they create in their minds. I later observed that other stans are engulfed in that same attachment. Stans have normalized parasocial relationships. Parasocial relationships are one-sided relationships between an audience, such as the stans, and a performer, the celebrities. Stans see celebrities as their friends, when in reality, they're not. The fact that they see the celebrities constantly gives them the illusion that they are. They're up to date with what the celebrity is doing at this moment, know every fact about them, have access to pictures and videos, and can communicate with them. Although the communication is indirect, stans develop intimacy equivalent to what's found in real friendships. They believe their purpose is to support them and protect them from any danger. Hence, their quick reactions to people or factors that are a threat to their celebrity. Stans feel like these celebrities are a commodity and that they own them. They refuse to admit that celebrities are human too, have their own lives separate from what they display to their audience. They concentrate on another person's life so much that it becomes a part of them. They grow dependent on these figures and count on them to supply affection that they're missing in their life. Research often shows that people attached to these parasocial relationships have poor mental health and have an anxious attachment style. Anxious attachment styles are where people have a fear of abandonment and a fear of rejection. And these people are much more inclined to engage themselves in a parasocial relationship since they don't have the risk of losing the person that they love. Stan culture magnifies the effects of parasocial relationships because there are groups of people drawn to the same experience together. Stans see and hear things that coincide with their own, giving them the pass to continue doing what they're doing despite it being wrong. They're in their own echo chambers. It also paves the way for a mob mentality, where stans are influenced by their peers to adapt behaviors they'll never conform to. In 2020, Pitchfork senior editor Jill Meeks gave Taylor Swift's Folklore album an 8 out of 10. She received late-night threatening phone calls to her phone, as well as tweets implying fans know her address. In 2016, the voice singer Christina Grimmie was shot 4 times during a meet and greet by an obsessed fan. In 2009, South Korean singer Esquillo received a note saying, "You can't live without me," written in menstrual blood. For stans, those are the right things to do. It's never about what benefits the artist, but what benefits them. What bliss they can gain from ruining a person's life, when what attention they can secure from their dating. I don't really have much more to say, but I'd like to close with a question. Is it the person's fault for not creating a safe distance between themselves and their fans? Or should we be more aware of the imperfection in reality? Thank you.